Password management, guys. I know this is a big one, and I get your frustration. There's so many websites out there, and you have to remember all the username passwords for all of these. I get it. I'm here to offer you some good solutions. When it comes to passwords, first of all, I know a lot of us are using the same password across different websites, right? Because again, it's like, how do you remember all this stuff? Like, you want to make your life easier, or the passwords we're using might not be so strong. Okay, and I'm going to show you how we can fix that. Okay, so the most important thing when it comes to passwords is it's more important to have a long password than a complex one. And what I mean by complex is it has special characters and numbers and all of that. It's even more important to have a long one with special characters and numbers and all that. But at minimum, if you're gonna have a password, make it a long one. 16 characters or more is what I recommend. And what I recommend is to have a passphrase. So when I say passphrase, think of a movie, think of a song, like a catchy, a catchphrase that you know, and that's gonna be your base password, okay? And I'm gonna explain how we're gonna do this. So in this following slide, this is Scarface, right? As you know, so I'm using the example, say hello to my little friend, okay? So you guys all know that. So this is gonna be my base password, okay? And so you can see I've changed it a little, I've made it a little bit complex. So instead of an S, there's a 5, or instead of an E, there's a 3 and all that. And so and you see there's even spaces and capitals and lowercase. So that's my base password phrase, okay? Now, you don't need to know a password for all the hundreds and hundreds of websites you visit. But what I will strongly suggest is for, let's say, the top 10, your banking, financial websites, your emails, maybe medical, anything that's of a very sensitive nature to you and it's very high value targets for these hackers. For those, you're gonna use this passphrase, right? And you're gonna memorize it because you've already memorized the base. And you're gonna just change it a little bit. So in this example right here, for Google, let's say for Gmail, right? I'll use the first letter and for Gmail, right? G and L and exclamation. I put that at the end of it, and only I know that. Or maybe I'll move it into the middle, like between the my and the little, or somewhere where only I know. And I'll make it a little bit random between each one. It doesn't have to be all exactly at the end, okay? So it's not too predictable. And that's what you're gonna remember. For all the other 100 million billion websites that you need usernames and passwords for, you're gonna use what's called a password manager. And this is such a cool thing. Okay, so this one I'm using, this is LastPass. This is one of them. There's KeePass is another one. There's a number of them, and I will give it to you in the supplemental so you know. So, and there's ones that you can store your passwords in the cloud, and ones where you can store it locally. Okay, let me explain what's going on here, the way the password manager works. When you go to a website, let's say we're going to go to xyz.com. And you're gonna create an account on website xyz.com. This password manager is actually going to automatically for you, if you want, generate a password. You can tell it I want it to be 16 characters or more, and special characters and all that. It will create it for you. It will save it for you in its database. It has an encrypted database that you're gonna encrypt with a master password that only you know, right? So you know there's just one password you need to remember for this encrypted password. And all the passwords for all those websites are stored in this encrypted database. And LastPass holds it. But even LastPass, they don't have access to it. So it's very